Kia ora Year 10. This is the first in a series of short videos going over how to solve equations. In these videos, I'm not going to focus on how to write the equation from a word problem. I'll save those for some later videos. So I'm just going to be looking at what we do once we've got the equation into algebraic form. So the first video is going to look at ones like this. 3x plus 7 equals 25. Right, remember the big idea here is to keep things balanced, so I'm going to do the same thing to both sides of the equation. So I'm going to start by removing the 7 from both sides of the equation. In other words, I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. Now in Year 9 we would have done that like this. So we show that we're doing the same thing to both sides. That's still a correct statement, but in Year 10, we know that you're used to doing that, so you don't need to show me that line, you just need to do it. So we're going to write 3x equals 25 minus 7, which is 18. So that's the minus 7 line. The next thing I'm going to do to both sides is divide by 3. So I'm left with x equals 6. The line that I don't want to see in your working is this one. So if we start again at 3x plus 7 equals 25, I know that you want to think about what happens when I take 7 away from 25, but I don't really want to see this. 25 minus 7 equals 18, x equals 6. So as we move towards solving more and more difficult equations, we want to keep our working with variables and numbers in it, so not just the numbers. So that's the first one, and on the next slide there are going to be 3 for you to try. Okay, so here we are, 3 equations for you to try. I would like you to pause the video now, get your maths book out and do these 3 equations. Once you've had a go at them, at solving them, then you can keep on going with the video. Alright, so this first one, 2x take away 5 equals 17. Step 1 is to add 5 to both sides. So we'll get 2x equals 22. Next step is to divide both sides by 2. So x equals 11. Right, so that's my answer. Now, I can check that that's right by looking back to my equation and saying 2 times 11 is 22, take away 5 gives me 17, so that's right. Next one, 4x plus 6 equals 27. The first thing I'm going to do is to subtract 6 from both sides, so we get 4x equals 21, 27, take away 6. On the next line, I'm going to divide both sides by 4. X equals 21 over 4, which is the same as 5 1/4. Right, number 3. Just got enough room for it here. So 3x take away 2 equals 9. I will start by adding 2 to both sides. 3x equals 11. Now I'll divide both sides by 3. X equals 11 over 3, or 3 2/3. One more slide coming up with 2 slightly harder ones. Okay, these have got some negative numbers in them, so pause the video, remember your negative rules for multiplication and division, and off you go. Try these in your book. Okay, so the first step on this one is to subtract, oh, there's my lightsaber, look at that, to subtract 7 from both sides. And we get 4x is equal to negative 15. Right, if you're having trouble thinking about that in your book, draw your number line. There's 0 and there's negative 8. I want to subtract 7 from both sides. So undo the plus 7 by subtracting 7. So I'm heading in this direction on the number line. So 4x equals negative 15. Divide both sides by 4. X equals negative 15 over 4, which is negative 3 3/4. Okay, one left. Negative 3x minus 2 equals 10. As usual, the first step is to undo the take away 2. I do that by adding 2 to both sides. So we'll get negative 3x equals 12. Next, I need to divide both sides by negative 3. So x is equal to 12 over negative 3. Now that's a positive divided by a negative, so that's simply negative 4. Okay, thanks for watching. The next video will look at the next pattern type of equations that we've looked at in class, which is going to be this one here, x over 6 plus 5 equals 2. Ones like that. Okay, so that's coming up soon.